guys? It's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, y'all, because today we are going to be talking about Dana White, the president of the UFC, who slapped the crap out of his wife.
I know. I saw him hit her 3 times. That's what I saw.
Like he slapped her, and then it's like he kept on going at her.
And he hit her back down. And
like she was down for a while.
It looked like he moved his body. I don't know if he was kicking her. I mean, but I didn't see him kick her, but he kind of moved his body like... I don't know what he was doing down there.
Like, it didn't look like one slap, and he was like, oh my God.
You see, they slapped her, she came back, and, like, you are a huge motherfucker. You're so much bigger than her, asswipe. You know what I'm saying? It just fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, who is this monster?
I know.
And then you have the nerve to I'm just thinking about the kids.
No, but
kids?
He said
your 20-something-year-old children, you weren't thinking of them. You hit their mom, who is like half of your fucking size.
Well, more than half. More than half. I mean, the thing is, also he lied and said that this is the first time it has ever happened. I don't think that's true, because if it was, because...
there's no truth to that. When that woman hit him, she immediately ducked. She immediately knew there was going to be retaliation.
Absolutely.
It was like she hit him and was like that. It wasn't even a slap like that. It was just like that. And she moved, like, because she is used to you hitting her.
Yeah. Personally, I'm going to say this. I feel like if it was really the first time, he would have immediately been like, oh my God, what the hell have I done? He would have been apologetic, like, I'm sorry.
If it was the first time, like you said,
I
don't care how much drink you got. You is a liar.
You're a liar.
You're huge liar. Ain't nobody falling for that crap. Maybe TMZ.
Yeah. Do you even remember what happened?
Your ass like some damn baby. Maybe they are.
Yeah.
But you're not putting no snow over our face.
Because it really seemed like he went for her. You know what I'm saying? Like he slapped her, and it's like he kept on going at her to the point where we don't even see the wife no more. I know. I don't know if she fell down. I don't know what he's doing, but it seemed like he kept on
move his body like that.
And then it seemed like his hands kept on being raised. So it seemed like he had hit her more than once, at least twice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. But that's what we saw on the tape. Whatever. I'm not gonna post.
It's not alleged. I saw it.
We saw it. But no,
it's for everyone to see.
We'll put the link down below to the actual video.
The woman had her hand like this. She wasn't even looking at you. You're the one who first came to her. Whisper something in her ear. I don't know what you whisper in your ear for. You know, he cursed her out or something. I don't know. And then she turns towards you. He was there holding her fist because you know you have said something to her that has pissed you off. That has pissed her off. Mm-hmm. You know? And then she goes to slap you, but she immediately ducked. It's subtle, but you see it.
Yeah.
You see it. This is a woman who's used to abuse.
Yeah. And she probably was thinking that she would have some kind of protection because they're out in public.
No. That monster, I'm going to beat your ass in public. I'm going to let it be known. I beat your ass in private, I'm going to beat your ass in public.
Yeah.
You don't get to come and slap me with your little hand. Your little hand on your petite body. And I get to take my big old hand and my big old body that's 3 times your size, and I got to lay it all on your face.
And my thing is, he said that on the TMZ interview.
And there was a man standing right next to him. I saw a man, black man, standing right next to him. And it didn't seem as though anybody really moved. Anybody even tried to intervene. Have they seen it before from you?
Yeah.
Is this just part from the course? Like, he hits her all the time. Why? There's no point in me getting involved because maybe he's going to turn around and beat my ass.
Yeah, my issue was, when he was on TMZ thing, he basically was like, the thing is, me and my wife, we've been together for a while, da-da-da.
It's even worse. You've known her since you were 12. You've been married for 30 years. And you fucking beat her. It's not the first time. You cannot convince me that it's the first time your ass hit your wife. And you can't convince me of that BS.
Well, he said that also, was he said it was the first time or whatever. And then he also had said some statement about like how, I'm embarrassed. My thing is, I just hit my wife. This is the first thing that this is the first time that this has happened.
Yes,
allegedly. That's
what you're
saying.
Because it's in public now.
My thing is, you're talking about how you're embarrassed, right? That's not what you should be saying. Like you're embarrassed that it's exposed or whatever. If I had just hit my wife, I would be like, there has been a video of me hitting my wife. I really just want to come out here and say that, I have apologized to my wife. I will never, ever be able to make up what I did to her that night. I am so ashamed of myself. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
I hit my best friend.
Yes.
I cannot believe I got so drunk that I retaliated for something that
really I did to begin with.
Yeah,
I started to begin with.
Her head was like this.
She was not even acknowledging you.
She wasn't even checking for you at that moment. But you had to
say something slick.
Say something to her to get her there. You held her hand like this because you know that whatever you said or whatever you did,
she would have been mad.
She will be mad. And when she hit you, that woman flinched before you even raised your hand. So you cannot tell me that you haven't hit her before. Why would she flinch? Why? It's all there in video for people to see. And TMZ really tried to like put this man in swaddling cloth and rock him like a baby to sleep. Because they had the nerve to go talk about.
Do you even remember what happened?
You were so drunk. Do you even remember?
Listen, bro. We were listening to the party goers. They were telling me. A lot of alcohol was involved. He said, "Yeah, there was." But
he laughed after they swallowed his ass like a damn baby.
Yes.
This fool had the nerve to. Yeah, well, I really remember. But you remember violently slapping your wife. And you know what I'm shocked about? I have not heard. I have not heard this on ESPN.
No,
I've been searching. If you guys have seen it, please put the link. I have not heard this about on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News.
CNN, no, nobody.
I've not heard. If you guys have the clip from these bozos who have decided not to put it on, please let me know.
Yeah, because we would like to see that clip.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
It should be, because this just happened New Year's Eve.
That's how you bring the New Year.
That's how you brought the New Year.
Beating your wife.
And you know something? He had the nerve to talk about, we have apologized
to each other. I was like, what?
But you know what I wonder? I wanted to see the wife's face, because I bet it's black and blue this morning. Where's she at? Where's she at? Because maybe you will not just see a bruise here. Maybe we're going to see bruises. Because I want to see her with a tank top. Maybe we'll see bruises other places on her. And then we will say, was it one slap? How many slaps were there?
Well, he doesn't want her to do that.
How many kicks were there? That's what I want to see her. I don't want to hear from your ass.
No.
Who wants to hear from you? About what?
You have nothing to say.
About what?
You're just a liar. And
I'm
you
embarrassed.
are a woman beater. And then he had the nerve to sit down there and say that,
it's not his first time.
No, he also said that, I've been saying it for years that there's no reason to hit a woman. There's no excuse. You know why he's been saying it for years? Because it's very common with the UFC fighters to beat women's asses.
Yeah.
It's very common.
It's very
all
common.
have domestic violent cases.
And he
is okay with it. He's okay with it. He'll go beat one of the fighters will go beat their women, and the next day he'll have them. He'll book them a fight.
He'll book them
or whatever.
Fight. Like, in the very near future, he'll book them a fight. So
nothing happens. So he's never there's no ramifications.
Yeah.
He doesn't hold them to the fire.
No.
So this is someone who's okay with domestic violence.
Because he's doing
it's
it
very common in the UFC world. So yes, he's been talking about it for years because he's had to cover his fighters for years.
Yeah.
He come up with some little statement so they don't shut down his business.
Yeah.
And say, oh yes, it's not okay, but you're there beating your wife.
Yes.
So yes, of course, you're there talking about it for years because your fighters do it, and you obviously being the head. Why would they be held accountable? You're beating your wife on New Year's Day, a day where you're supposed to be bringing in the new year, bringing in new hopes, new dreams. Yeah. You're beating her ass in a bar.
You're supposed to kiss her. You're supposed to kiss her
on the New Year's Eve to bring her in
midnight.
No, she has to. She probably has some black eyes and bruises. That's how she has to bring in the New Year.
Yeah.
What your crazy is.
We want to see her the day after.
Yes.
We don't want to hear your nonsense.
Free.
Talk about we we have apologized to each other.
No accountability.
None.
Talking like trying to make it all cushy. Oh, we've been knowing each other for 12 years.
12.
That's worse.
Yeah,
that's
because
worse.
you have known her since 12. So that means you
and
really
then he was like,
know this woman.
And then he was like, oh, we have been through so much shit together, obviously. What does that mean? So many beatings together?
Exactly.
With you beating her?
Yeah.
Child,
this woman, do you see how tiny this woman is?
Mom, she's not even half this man's size.
I don't even think she reaches his shoulder with her head.
And you have to go beat her ass.
Her tiny hand hits you in the face. And your ass can't take it as big as your head is. Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, this is something you're taught as children. As children, you're taught. A woman hits you, you don't hit her back.
Yeah.
You don't. And you never should get her to a point where she has to hit you. I wonder what he said to her, because this woman was like this. She was not even checking for this man. No. He came, whispered in her ear, and obviously all this was something you said to her, because already you were holding her hand like that.
Yeah.
You know? And then she hits you, but she flinches quickly. Because she knows what you do to her. She knows what you do to her in private.
Now, listen, me personally, I do not agree. Women should not be putting their hands on men, and men should not be putting their hands on women. But a man definitely should not be putting his hands on a woman. Because the thing is, we are built differently. I just wanted to say that, because I know some Dusty in the comments going to be like, well, women shouldn't be hitting somebody either.
I don't give a damn. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you what I tell my son. A woman hits you because I don't know where he's going to be in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he needs to understand. Now, I'm not raising children to get to any space with anybody where in your relationship issue gets so bad that the woman comes and slaps you.
Where you're fighting now.
You know what I'm saying? Because before your relationship is getting to that space, you walk your ass out and say thank you very much to know you. Hopefully we'll remain friends. And you go about your business. But, you know, what I try to say is this. If you find yourself in a situation that a woman slaps you, don't hit her. You're actually strong enough to just take her hand and put it down. You know what I'm saying? You're strong enough as a man to actually prevent her from hitting you again. But you don't have to take your big ass hand now and retaliate in kind. You're strong enough. I used to do Shotokan, right? It's a really hard form of martial arts. And I was the only girl in my class, a young woman in my class, because I was an adult by then. But I was the only woman in my class. And so we will be sparring. So of course when I'm sparring, I gotta spar with the men. And then I was much smaller than this. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm 5'6". I mean, I'm shorter now, of course. But the age has made me crippled. But I was 5'6", weighing maybe like 123. And so now I'm sparring with these big guys, you know what I'm saying? And they're trained in martial arts. And I'm sparring with them. So the teacher said, let me spar with them. I can hit them, but they're not allowed to hit me. But let me tell you, that doesn't mean I wasn't coming home. As black as I am, I had black bruises all on my arm. Because I will go into really punch them or kick them, and they will block me. But they're so damn strong. Like, I'm like, ow, my bone. Teacher, they're breaking my bone. You know, but they were sparring. And I remember there was only one black guy in the class. And he used to get really upset because you can hear the bones clash. Because I'm going in to really hit them. And they're going like this. Really like, damn. And like they're blocking me, man. And he will hear the bone and he'll be turning to them like, and watching the teacher. I will come home. I had to crawl up the steps. I was like blackety black. Not even black no more. I was blackety black. All of my arm, my legs. So that's what I'm saying. A woman hits you, he could easily hold her hand And he can hold both that woman's hand with his one hand and put it down and be like, baby, you're not hitting me again. I know that actually did hurt, honey, though, but you ain't hitting me no more. You know, I mean, you can do that as a man. I'm not saying you stand there and say, oh, you slapped me here, let me turn the other cheek, you go ahead and give me another one. You don't do that. But you're strong enough to restrain her. You know what I'm saying? Without punching her. So you use that strength to restrain, but not to also slap, then slap again, because he slapped again. He slapped again. His hand moved again.
Yeah.
You know? And then slapped again. By that time, we didn't even see the woman anymore.
She was gone.
So it's like, and I only saw her hit him once. All that time, you could have restrained her. From the very beginning, you could have restrained her. Her tiny little petite hand on your big ass cheek. Your ass can't take that. And you're a UFC president. Then that means you're weak as fuck. And you're weak as fuck anyway for slapping her back. Yes, you actually are. It's a weakness. It's not a strength. Just restrain. But this man is used to doing this mess in private. And you just brought it out in public. And that's why you're embarrassed now. I'm so embarrassed. Damn. They saw me actually hit her. When I usually reserve that for, behind closed doors. That's why you're embarrassed. There was no apology to the wife. There was no apology to the trauma women have felt seeing that mess. It's just ridiculous. And I actually love the UFC fighting. I'm actually not watching anymore. I'm just not watching anymore. Because, and it was actually when we were, because I know Dana White. I've seen him before. Of course, watching UFC, I've seen that before. But I wasn't aware of the amount of domestic abuse that goes on with the UFC fighters. And that's what we found out today when we were reading up on this whole Dana White thing.
Yeah, we found research.
That out of, I think, 100,000, there were like 750 UFC fighters.
Yeah.
That it's known, because some of these things are not reported.
Yeah.
That it's known for them, beating their domestic partners.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad. And it was not lost on me that she was not there talking about it. Why wasn't she there? Because she got bruises. Probably for us to see, well, hold on, wait a minute. It's not just on her her left cheek that she got a bruise.
And God forbid he
but
went
she got bruises elsewhere, and you didn't want the world to see that. Because then that your foolish narrative that you were saying to them bozo people at TMZ who were swirling your ass to sleep. We will not believe that story that you told them, and you all laughing. I don't see me. What happened? I was on the go. What the fuck is that? I can't. Anywho, that's all I got to say. It's Mary.
I don't win.
What's wrong?
But yeah, that whole thing was a mess. I do think that, God forbid, he beat her again when he found out the video. Yeah. God forbid he probably beat her once they got home.
We have not seen her. So
no.
I mean, I can't take your damn word for shit.
I don't think it was first time. I don't think anyone believes that.
You've been with a woman for 30 years, and this is how you
bring in the new year.
This is how you pay her for the 30 years she's been with your trifling ass. This is how you repay the 30 years that she's been with you. I don't know. Was he trying to say it as a badge of honor? We've been together for 30 years, but I beat her. What is that?
It's Mary.
You guys get in the comments. And Amma.
We might have to
subscribe,
share,
and comment on this. I mean, are we being too? I don't think so.
I know
why are we in this culture where we're making this okay?
Men are big enough to restrain
a woman. Your ass is big as shit, Dana. You are big enough to restrain that woman. You're big enough.
Yeah.
You're big enough to restrain that petite woman with her tiny hand. Why couldn't you restrain her?
I don't know why people aren't talking about it.
I don't understand.
I don't know why.
I tell my son, restrain. Like you can hold a woman's hand and just say, okay, babe, you hit me one time. Please don't hit me again. I'm sure the bruise is already showing on my cheek. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a woman who beats you and you're in a relationship, the first time she do it, after you don't restrain her, thank you so much for your services. Be gone. Don't give her a second chance. Because it can go left very quickly. We already saw that that knife-happy person who slit that
black man,
that colorist fool, who didn't like black women. She
sliced and diced
him.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So if you have someone who is like that, right? You know that it can escalate. So the first time they hit you as a man, you take your happy behind and you go about your business. You don't whatever, you restrain them. When everything calm down, you pack your shit when she ain't home and you go.
I just want to briefly talk about this. Because D.L. Hughley came out with a tweet.
What did that?
He said that, why isn't Dana White canceled? And D.L. Hughley, for those who don't know, he is a black actor. Can't remember what movie he was in. Yeah. But he came out, he said, if this was a black person, if this was Chris Brown or they would be canceled. Why isn't Dana White canceled? My thing is,
you cancel him. Why don't you just like how we're speaking up D.L. Hughley, because it's people that allow these cancellations to happen. Yeah. It's people talking about it and saying this is not okay. So instead of you looking left and right for someone to do something, like a lot of times the black man is looking outside of his community for someone to do something to fix the community that he has put to shreds. Why don't you take the initiative to talk about this and say we need to cancel him? And maybe if you do that, maybe your black brothers will follow you in the fight and say we need to cancel him because you can't be beating on women. Why don't you lead that charge instead of looking left and right for someone to cancel him?
Yeah, that was
and it should be wrong, period. I don't give a shit what race you are. It should be wrong. Men who are naturally bigger and stronger and faster and whatever than women should not be retaliating if a woman hits them. Just like Mary said, we're not saying women you should hit. But what I'm definitely saying for the men, you're bigger and stronger. A woman slaps you, you actually are strong enough to restrain them.
Yeah.
And then you take your happy behind and move on from that relationship. Because anyone who violates you in that way, you can't be in a relationship with that person, period.
Yeah.
So why don't you lead the charge? It doesn't matter what race the person is.
A woman has been beat. A woman has been beat. That's what it matters.
I know. And why would you come out and even say? You know what this reminds me of?
I just thought it was degenerate for him to even say. For him to even say anything, I thought was degenerate. Because the thing is, you're here talking about how, oh my God, black men, we are the victim again in society, which you're not. Okay, let's start there. Because if you're the victim, then what's the black woman? Okay. But for you to come out there and talk about that, that's not even what matters. What matters is a woman has been beat by her man.
That we still have not been able to see.
This is not a time.
We've not been able to even see her after this attack. We've not been able to even see her. So we don't even know how she looks like when she attacked more.
It's not a time, D.L. Hughley, to come out and talk about how, black men are the victim because we are canceled when we beat women. You should be canceled when you beat women. And he also should be canceled when they beat women. Any man who lays his hand on a woman should be canceled. Yes. They should be canceled. Yes. So for you to come out and sit down here like seeming like you want to be a victim, like, oh my God, woe is me. If it was a black person, oh my God, they'll be canceled. Yeah. Please sit yourself down.
Why don't you
talk about how the woman was beat? Exactly. Let's talk about that because that's actually what matters.
You know what it reminds me of?
The degeneracy is so high. It's not even funny.
I want to say something really quick. You know what it reminds me of? Because we're about to talk about this. It reminds me of Skip Bayless when the guy is fighting for his life on the football team. Instead of him focused on that, he focused on the game.
And with that,
this is what it reminds me of. A woman was beaten by her husband who was too weak to discipline himself enough and to understand that this woman is 1/4 of my size, I can actually, he can actually just pick that woman and just put her over his shoulder. Now, he could have just done that. I won't put you over my shoulder, but let's see where you're going to hit. You're going to hit my back, my bottom. You know what I'm saying? It was so easy to restrain your tiny wife. But instead of him doing that and talking about that, you now focus on, forget Dana White slapping the woman. If a black man slaps a woman, by the way, he's going to be canceled. We're talking about, this is what we're focused on.
Domestic violence.
Okay? So, you guys get in the comments.
It's Mary.
Tell us what you think about this. And Ama,
subscribe,
subscribe,
share,
and comment down below.